Welcome back into the Missouri Southern Coaches Show. We've talked big picture. Now it's time to get into some specifics for the offense. Coach, entering this matchup against Fort Hays State, what were you hoping to see out of your offense, and how do you think your group executed on Saturday overall?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a little bit of a struggle. Those D tackles, one kid was 6'6", 315. The other kid was, like 6'4", another 300-pounder. And so we really wanted to see if we could help move the line of scrimmage. We wanted to see if we could run the ball. And we had some opportunities there. But the big thing was, again, kind of like we talked about last week, is we're not having a lot of 3 and outs. We're not having a lot of situations where drives are ending without opportunities. Like we're moving the football, and so we just got to figure out a way to move the football and then cross that goal line.
Absolutely. And speaking of moving the football, had some big plays in this one, 34-yard passing touchdown, 70-yard passing touchdown. What was the Fort Hays State defense giving you guys that kind of opened up those explosive big play potential? Yeah,
a lot of people in our league right now are really aggressive. Like they want to be near around the line of scrimmage. They want to make sure they challenge routes. And so we were able to kind of get over the top. The early one in the first quarter, we were able to get over the top. The fade at the end of half, so Coach Myers is not scared to stretch the ball vertical, and so if the opportunity is there, he's going to take it.
Absolutely. All right, speaking of some of those big plays, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more impactful ones on offense from Saturday's action. We're going to start with the big one, Coach, in the first quarter. Tillman Martin dropping back and launching it to Isaiah Green for a 70-yard touchdown. And at the time, this tied things up 7-7. Coach, how impactful is an explosive score like this for the offense's confidence after kind of struggling to find the deep ball a week before?
Well, it's important because it just gets everything going. And you talk about getting the offense going, it gets the team going. Don't get me wrong, we take points in any fashion, but when you score from that far out, it's hard for the crowd to not get excited and the players to not. So it ignites the entire football team and the entire stadium.
Absolutely. Any big play can be a huge momentum shifter. This season, we've kind of talked a lot about Draper Parker, Aiden Robinson Wayne a decent bit, but I've got to give Isaiah Green his flowers. That was a big catch, and he showed off his skill set there. What is his talent? What does he bring to the table for this offense?
He's so long, you don't realize how fast he's moving. Like when you watch an Aiden Robinson Wayne or a Draper, guys that have shorter gaits, you see the turnover of their feet. Whereas Green is long speed. He really does a nice job. When he gets up to speed, he can run with the best of them.
Absolutely. And, the receiver room gets even deeper when you look more into it. Just before halftime, Isaiah Padello hauled in what could be the catch of the year for the Lions so far. We'll see that coming up in just a couple plays. They're driving towards the end zone here as Draper Parker makes the catch. But Padello showcased some athleticism on that one. He got his foot down just in bounds. Here it is right here. The bomb, bang, da-da-da, put that on SC Top 10. I've got 2 questions for that play, Coach. One, how did a play like that just before halftime help shift momentum back in your favor at the time?
Well, it was huge. When you're looking for that spark to get you going, when you're looking for something positive to jump off on, that play did it for us. Like if you see in that picture, you see offensive guy, you see defensive guy, you see equipment manager, you see everybody and anybody excited and chattering and talking about it. And so a huge play by that young man.
Absolutely. And second part about that catch, it was reviewed by the officials. Here you are speaking with the officiating crew. The refs announced there was not enough video evidence to confirm the call, but thankfully the call on the field was a catch, as we did have clear video evidence as we just saw. What were the conversations like during that with the officiating crew while trying to confirm if it was a catch? Because I'm sure you knew it was a catch.
Yeah, no, it was. What was kind of frustrating is our camera girl was taking pictures, and she was like, I can show you right here, Coach. I'm like, okay, well, that's not evidence. Like we can't use that. And so, but I was just talking with the officials of how great instant replay is and how much it's brought to the game. But at the same time, like, now we're greedy. Now we want more. Now we want every play to be exactly correct. And it's got some flaws, but overall it's a good system.
Absolutely. Well, thankfully we had that definitive evidence there. He got his foot down. It was a big catch, and that one tied things up before the half. All right, we're going to hop into now some individual statistics from Saturday's performance. Freshman quarterback Tillman Martin, 322 passing yards and 3 total touchdowns in this one. 1 on the ground, 2 in the passing game. Nathan Glades had a team-high 40 rushing yards on 8 carries, while Isaiah Green, as we've just been talking about, led the team with 93 receiving yards, and including that electric 70-yard score in the first quarter. As a team, Lions posted 387 total yards of offense, going 5 for 12 on 3rd down and 3 for 4 on 4th down attempts. On the downside, though, 3 turnovers in this one with 2 fumbles and an INT by Martin. Plenty of positives to take away on offense from this, but going forward, there's been a decent 8 turnovers now in the last 2 games. How do you clean that up moving forward?
Yeah, some of it is you got a freshman quarterback who's, I think, trying to win the game with every drop back, and it's just talking to him and just understanding, like, hey, 1st and 10, a gain of 4 keeps the chains moving. Like, we'll take 4 yards a play, even, just be patient with it. The shots are there. You know what I mean? Like, we're proving at each game that the shots will be there, and so it's understanding that now not every play has to be a shot, that, we can take something underneath, we can take the check down, and we'll be just fine.
Absolutely. And that Fort Hays State defense, certainly a bit of a challenge in of itself. Yeah. And the gauntlet continues with Emporia State up next. We'll preview that matchup later in the show, but for now we're heading to break, and we'll be shifting over to a look at the defense when we come back. Stay tuned.